Follow me, is a Xiaomi Redmi 8, and today I'll show you a couple tweaks and tricks that I can do on this device. So we're gonna start off with the dark mode, which will just allow you to have, well, a dark mode as a theme for your device. And to start, you wanna go into the settings, and then under the display you should find dark mode. So toggle right here. So there it is. And once you toggle it on, you can immediately see the difference, which, well, it's kind of visible. So everything now is in dark mode, and if you go out of here, you can still see that notification panel is still dark, your search, let's see, apps will go into dark mode as well. So you can see that this is the dialer, messages, well, it looks like messages didn't go dark, but certain apps will be in this mode, while others, as you can see, will not. But yeah, that's the first one. So moving on, we're gonna go into the split screen option, which will just simply allow you to use two different apps at the same time. So number one, what you want to do is go into the recent, like so, and from here, right at the top, you have split screen. So you can tap on that or drag an app over that. So for instance, if I want to go make settings into split screen, I would just hold it like so, and then it gives me the option right here. So you can tap on it, and then it opens up other recent apps in split screen. Now, as you just seen, I kind of did close it. So you can tap on the home button, and instead of actually closing the app as it would normally do, it actually puts it right at the top, and then you can open up any kind of other app, either from your home screen or from the app drawer if you have it enabled, but as you can see, there is no app drawer. So from here you can open up any kind of other app and use two different apps at the same time, and as you can see, YouTube will work just fine as long as it doesn't spam you with ads as it's doing right now. Just close this. I'm actually gonna mute the sound, which it already is, and I can play a video as an example while doing other stuff on the screen, on the top screen or the bottom, depending how you set it up. So you can, well, multitask by watching something or listening to music while doing other stuff on your phone. Okay, so let's close this. Now if you try to close it, you can see that the top app always goes back up there. So you can tap on back to split screen, and if you want to close it, you can just drag the resize bar all the way down or up, and it will then resize it to be full screen, and you can then close it. So moving on, we're gonna go into the dual app, which I'm not gonna go really to the setup of it because I would actually have to log in to small apps and have two different accounts. But what it allows you to do is just to have two separate accounts of an app. So for instance, you could be logged into two different people on Facebook as an example, and to do it, you would go into the settings, and it's called dual app. So I think it was somewhere on the bottom. There it is, dual apps right here. And what you want to do is just enable one app from here that is supported, like Facebook, and you will have an icon added to the home screen, as you just seen. So there it is. And now you can log in with two different accounts and have them both running at the same time on a single device. So you don't actually have to log in out of one to use the other. Okay, so moving on, I'm gonna go to the next thing, which is the animation speed. And just simply, it's a simple tweak to increase the animation speed. Now normally in the settings you won't really find anything, but you can find it through the developer options. So let's go into about phone. And from here we are looking for a build number, unless it's named differently. Which one is it? Base version, model? Nope. There we go. So it's EMUI version. So tap on the EMUI version 7 times until you get that message as you just seen, you are now a developer. And from here you can go down or back and then down. And where is it? Additional settings, I assume, will be, there it is, developer options. And from here you have access to all the developer options. So we're looking for animation speeds. So let's just scroll down. And there it is. So window animation scale, transition animation scale, and animation duration scale. So all three of them correspond to different animations. For instance, the first one, window animation scale, will be representative of the window that pops up, just so we can see different options. So this one. So as an example, I can set it to times 10, and you can now see the drastic difference in the speed of it. And as you see, 1 is the default speed of it, so I would advise it to set it to half speed, which will still retain the speeds of all the retain the animations, but drastically increase the speed of it. While, for instance, you could also go with animations off, but without animations, as you might actually see, some things will look a little bit weird, where everything just pops up or flickers, like you just seen right here. The phone isn't really used to not having animations, and it might look a little bit jarring. So I would strongly advise on having it on half speed, which is, well, best of the both worlds. And the last thing that I'm going to go into is the second space option. Now, let's see, do I have any kind of lock screen here? It looks like I do not. So this will work, well, if you try to set it up, you will actually have to set up a lock screen. So I'll actually go through the setup of it, but let's go back to the main settings page right here and look for second space, which, where was it? Alright, this second space. Basically what this allows you to do is create a additional part of your device that is basically separate from this one. And let's just say that you have a bunch of photos and other stuff, personal ones, on the main space right here, and you create the second space. The second space will be completely separate from this one, and for instance, you can use it for work related stuff, and you will be able to use 2 different fingerprints, and each one of them, for instance, will be unlocking the other space. So for instance, your right hand can unlock your main, while left hand can unlock your second space. And second space can be for work, and no photos from your main space will be on the second space. So it will be basically like having 2 different phones, but you're just able to use a single one and use 2 different fingerprints as an example, or patterns, codes, whatever you set, to log into each one. So let's just turn it on right here. So you can see you have 2 different options. You can either use a password or a shortcut. Shortcut will be just created on your home screen, on your main space, and you can then tap on it to gain access to the second space. And then you have the use password, which is more secure because, well, it will require you to use a password. So from here, set password, second space password. Okay. And there we go. Because I don't have a first basically space password, I will need to set that first. So let's just tap on it, choose lock screen. You have a choice between pattern, pin, or password. I'm gonna go with pattern. Give it a moment, and got it. Cool. So let's draw the pattern. Redraw the same pattern once more. Confirm. Then you need to confirm it, just so you can create the second space. That's what it was. And now we can start drawing the second space password. So I'm gonna make it a reverse one, like so. There we go, confirm. And here you go. So you can also add a fingerprint if you wish to. I would advise on doing so, but just to save on time, I would have to add 2 different sets of fingerprints. I will just skip this for now. But like I said, you can do that, no problem. So first of all, you would add the first space fingerprint, and then it will allow you to add the second one. So I'm gonna skip this for now. And once you set that, the premise will work the same way. So either you can use a pattern or your fingerprint, as long as you keep in mind which fingerprint is associated with which space. You don't want to add the same fingerprint to both of the spaces. This won't really work then. And as you will see right now, we're on the second space. So if I lock the device and try to unlock it, now I can use both of those codes to reach either space. So this one is the primary space. And we're back in the settings where I started create it, and you can see there's the wallpaper. And then if I use the second pattern, like so, it goes to the second space. Now whenever you're accessing the space for the first time, between like switching, it will take a little bit longer, just basically booting it up. But if you do it the second time around, it's automatic, like you would normally get to your device. And like I said, both of those spaces are completely separate from each other, and you can access both of them just by simply either using a pattern or tapping on the button, as you just seen. So that would conclude all the tweaks and tricks that I want to share. And if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.